This is Audible.
Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Froggy Bakes a Cake by Jonathan London, narrated by John McDonough.
It was Froggy's mother's birthday. Froggy was outside making mud pies. "Froggy!" called his father. "What?" "Help me bake a cake for your mother." "Oh, please!" cried Froggy. "I want to do it all by myself." So Froggy flopped into the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. "You'll need flour," said his father, "and sugar and chocolate." "I know!" cried Froggy, and he pushed his chair against the counter and climbed up. He took down the flour. He took down the sugar. He took down all the chocolate candy his mother had hidden since Halloween. "We need lots of flour and sugar," said Froggy, and he dumped a large bag of flour and a whole box of sugar into a big yellow bowl. "We need lots and lots of chocolate," said Froggy, and he dumped in 10 handfuls of chocolate-covered flies. "We need milk, too," said Froggy's father. "I know!" cried Froggy, and he flopped to the fridge, flop, 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 and grabbed a carton of milk. Oops! It dropped on his foot and spilled. "And eggs and butter," added his father. "I know!" cried Froggy. He snatched a carton of eggs. Oops! He only broke 4 or 5. And just 1 stick of butter fell on the floor. "Don't forget the baking powder," said his father. "I know!" cried Froggy, and he climbed up and took down the baking powder. Then he cracked 7 eggs into the bowl. Crack, 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 crack. And only a few shells fell in. And he put in the butter. Blop! And poured in the milk. Glub, glub, glub. And finally he dumped in the whole box of baking powder. Schloop! "Time to mix it all together," said his father. "I know!" cried Froggy, and he stirred it and slopped it and mixed it and plopped it. Then he dumped all the goopy cake batter into a cake pan and shoved the cake into the oven. And he sang, "Oogly boogly burbly bake, I make and I bake and I wait for the cake." "Froggy!" called his father. "What?" "While you wait for the cake to bake, help me blow up the balloons." Froggy helped blow up the balloons. He blew, and he blew, and he blew, and he blew. Pop! "Now," said his father, help me set the table." Froggy helped set the table. Oops! He knocked over the lemonade, and the paper party tablecloth got all wet. "Froggy!" called his mother. "What? What smells so good?" "It's a surprise!" yelled Froggy, and he flopped back to the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. "Come and get it!" hollered Froggy. Froggy's mother and father flopped in and slid across the buttery floor. And Froggy said, "Are you ready?" and opened the oven door. "Yikes! The cake exploded!" yelped Froggy's father. "Oops!" cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. "Too much baking powder, I guess." "It's good, though," said his father, licking his fingers. "Wait!" cried Froggy. "I'll be right back. Flop, flop, flop." "Happy birthday, Mom," he said, and he handed her a fresh mud pie with a candle in it. "I made it all by myself." "Oh, Froggy," said his mother, "this is the best, birthday pie I ever had." "What a mess," said Froggy's father. "Let's go out to celebrate." "Great," said Froggy. "Yes," said Froggy's mother. And together they leapfrogged all the way to the bakery. Flop, flop, flop.
The end. You've been listening to Froggy Bakes a Cake by Jonathan London, narrated by John McDonough. This book is copyrighted 2000 by Jonathan London. This recording is copyrighted 2004 by Recorded Books. If you've enjoyed this book and this performance, Recorded Books recommends Froggy Eats Out, also by Jonathan London, and narrated by John McDonough. Froggy is going out to dinner with his parents for their anniversary. He's hoping for burgers and flies, but Froggy's mother tells him Chez Yum is a very fancy restaurant. We also recommend Arnie the Donut by Laurie Keller, narrated by L.J. Ganser. At first glance, Arnie looks like an average donut, round, cakey, with a hole in the middle, iced and sprinkled. He was made by one of the best bakeries in town, and admittedly his sprinkles are candy-colored. Still, a donut is just a donut, right? Wrong. Not if Arnie has anything to say about it. And for a donut, he sure seems to have an awful lot to say. Can Arnie change the fate of all donuts? Or at least have a hand in his own future? Well, you'll just have to read this funny story and find out for yourself. You'll find a wide selection of titles in the Recorded Books catalog, including bestsellers, mysteries, classics, histories, and more. So to order another recorded book, or for a copy of our latest listing, please call the toll-free number found on the back of this book. Don't forget to ask about easy 30-day rentals by mail. On our website, you can browse our catalog, place orders, hear about our latest releases, or tune in to narrator profiles and author interviews. So visit us there at www.recordedbooks.com. and thank you for being a Recorded Books reader.
Audible hopes you have enjoyed this program.